share my screen so that you can see my PowerPoint that I made for you. All right, so getting started. Why is core strength important? Essentially, it improves your balance and your stability. So the core muscles make up your trunk. So your abs, your lower back, that lower spine, that's your erector spinae muscle along your spine, and then your hips. So the hip joints, the hamstrings on the back of your thighs, and the quadriceps on the front of your thighs. All right. So these muscles, they help you move with your daily movements. They help you twist. They're essentially like these huge muscles, right, that help you do everything. And by doing that, like I said already, with stronger muscles like that, you're able to be more stable. Your balance is better. You're less likely to fall. Life is just generally easier with more core strength. So going into this, I'm going to show you exercises for each of your core muscles. It's best to repeat each exercise 8 to 12 times. So if I'm doing, one of the ones we're going to do is a chair lean back, I might do it going back 8 times. All right. And then you want to exercise each muscle 2 to 3 times per week. If you're a beginner, I would definitely start out with just 2 times a week, maybe even 1 time a week, and definitely only repeating each exercise those 8 times. You want to save your energy and build up to doing 3 times a week, 12 repetitions of each exercise. All right. And again, like this is going to be on YouTube, so you can scroll around in the video. You can pause if you're working on certain exercises. I'm not going to do a full 8 rounds of each exercise. I'm just going to show you the exercises, and it's up to you on your own time to do the workout. All right. So I really hope you do. If you have any questions about any of this, you can email me at the End-Right Center, or you can email Chris. So I'm going to go back behind, further back in front of the camera so that you can see while I demonstrate these exercises here in a second. So this first one is going to be a chair lean back. You can see the picture there. It's going to work your abs and your lower back. All right. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn this chair so you can see me better. All right. So I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. My back is straight, as you can see, shoulders back down. My abs, I'm going to tighten them, hugging them into my spine, and I'm going to lower back, almost touching the chair, not quite, and raise back up. Just like so. Feel this a lot in your abs. If going back that far is too much, you can just go back a little bit and come back up. All right, so you've got that freedom with that. Right. Going to go to the next one. So these are bicycles in a chair. You can also do these laying down on the floor, but I think that doing them in the chair is going to be safer. So bringing your opposite elbow to knee, that's twisting. So you're working your obliques. Those are the muscles right here that line your abs, okay? And then if you're bringing your leg up, that's going to work your quadriceps, the front of your thigh, all right? So demonstrate this. So you have a couple options here for this one. Bringing your hands up to your head. Again, you start off sitting straight. Ankles are right under your knees. Knees are in line with your hips. Good form is always super important. And then I'm going to bend down with a straight back, bringing my opposite elbow to knee. See my back stay straight. I'm not curving. And then for that harder option, you can do what the lady in the picture is doing, kicking up that knee, all right? Start off by leaving the knee down though. Okay, so there's that one. Next up, you have an exercise again for your abs and your quadriceps, your quads, again, this muscle on the front of your thigh. So with this, you're gonna lean back. You can either lower down, leaning against your chair, or hover. Hovering is going to be harder, leaning is easier. Lift up your toes and flutter. You might hold there for 8 seconds and then lower down. So core is very, very tight there. you want to engage. Okay. Moving on, next up you have chair squats. So we're moving down the body, working more of the thighs, the quads still, the hamstrings on the back of your thighs, and your glutes. Okay, so again, you're gonna have several options with this one too. So I'm going to come to my chair, sitting on the edge of my seat. Check your form first. Knees are in line with your hips and they're right over your ankles. Toes are pointing straight forward. All right, so when we do a chair squat, I'm sitting on the edge of the seat. I'm going to push off with my heels, leaving my weight in my heels and squeezing my glutes and my hamstrings to rise up, stand up, and lowering back down. See, when I lower down, my knees still stay behind my toes. Right? And you could do that about 8 times. Or the second option, you can come holding onto your chair, behind it, to the side, doing little squats there. That'll be an easier option. Okay, you can always do it without the chair too. Okay, so with that, kind of think about that form whenever you're standing up from the couch, your bed, a seat, wherever you're at. That's the best way to stand up to protect your knees by using those thigh muscles. Okay, next up, we're gonna do some glute kickbacks. So this one's really good for your hamstrings and your glutes, and it also challenges your balance. So it's like a 3-for-1 almost, like great exercise to do. All right, so I'm gonna come behind my chair. First option, hold on to your chair and kick one leg back. Bring it back, keep going. My standing leg is gonna have a slight bend in the knee. Next option is to raise the heel when you kick back. Okay, still keeping good form, good posture. Okay, third option, raising your opposite hand up into the air. Engaging. Or working on your balance. Fourth option, raising both hands and kicking back. You can always just tap that toe, raise the heel. So much creativity. You have a lot of different options there. All right, so try that out. And then next up, you've got your high marches. So again, you can do this seated, holding onto a chair, without a chair, and you're gonna work the front and back of your thighs, as well as your glutes, your bottom, okay? So I'll show you with the chair first. So first up, you can just raise your legs into the air, keeping your foot flexed so your toes are pointing up just a little bit instead of letting them go down. Okay. You can also raise opposite hand into the air. Hug your core in still. Belly is scooping up. Okay. You can raise that arm into the air. You can raise same arm, same leg. Okay, try those out. Then you can try holding onto a chair while doing this. And then finally, you might try leaving out the chair. You can raise your feet just a little bit if that's easier. All right, sweet. All right, so those are all of the exercises. We worked our trunk, our core, our lower back, we worked our thighs and our glutes, okay? So when we're moving in day-to-day life, right, we want to think about using those muscles, keeping them strong. With those strong muscles, you're going to be able to move a lot easier. Engaging your core all the time is going to help movement become easier. It's going to take a lot of pain and pressure off of your back. So thinking about simple ways for how to more efficiently move. First of all, you want to keep a straight back. Try to always think about your posture, lowering your shoulders down, pulling them back, you know, pitching a pencil between your shoulder blades. rather than hunching. So it takes a lot of practice, but just try to consciously remind yourself throughout your day to do that. Next up, like I said, you want to keep your core engaged. So you can think about that in several different ways. I kind of used some of these cues while I was showing you the exercises. First of all, you can think about scooping your belly up into your diaphragm. So if I kind of show you here, when I say that, so this is my belly, just relaxed, not doing anything. If I want to engage my core, I'm going to scoop my belly up, all right? You can also think about tightening that core, making it hard, or you can think about bringing your belly button in towards your spine. So whichever of those cues kind of makes sense to you, think about it like that, all right? And then last up, if you take nothing else from this little lecture, this is what I want you to take away, all right? Bending over to pick things up. So important. Most people don't get it right, but it's extremely important. So when you bend over, you want to keep your back straight. So you're bending at your hips and your knees instead of curving your back. So if you've seen that first picture on the left, you've got hip hinge do and hip hinge don't. In the don't picture, they're curving their back to bend over and they're not really moving their hips or their knees. But in the hip hinge do picture, they're keeping a straight back and bending at the hips and the knees to bend, all right? So you can see the woman in the picture on the right, her back is totally straight to pick up that object. She's just bending at her hips and her knees. So it might take a little bit of practice again, but say I've got my mask on the floor, I'll come back. Instead of bending over like this to pick it up, that's going to put a lot of pressure on my back. I'm going to end up having back pain. What I'm going to do instead, maybe I hold on to something, keeping my back straight, bending at my hips and my knees. Pick that up and I stand back up. All right. So it's just like that chair squat we did, where you're squeezing your glutes to come up. Okay. So try practicing that. That's when you're picking up, a ball, your purse, a book off the floor, whatever it is. That is so important. I mean, I really think that bodies would be a lot more comfortable if we moved with grace like that. All right. So again, you can email me with any questions. That's my one reference. Probably don't care about that. But yeah, email the Endbright Center if you have any questions. You can also email Chris. I hope that this was educational, that you have something to take away from this. All right. So I'm going to stop my share. All right. And I will see you guys around. Bye.